So, very good morning, students. So, today we shall be beginning with the section 4 of 12th standard syllabus. So, in that, the first point is 4.1 History of Novel. So, in this part, we shall be discussing about what is a novel, introduction to a novel, then elements of novel, then types of novels, and then we shall be discussing some major novels for your syllabus. So let us begin. The 18th century has gifted English literature two entirely new forms which are without any traces in the ancient classical heritage. One of those was the periodical essay and other was the novel. So in the beginning of the 18th century, out of nowhere, a new literary genre came into existence, which was the periodical essay and the novel. So, what do you mean by a periodical essay? So, periodical essays were work of non fiction which used to come in magazines, and novels, as you know, are long narratives which are compiled in a number of pages. Both of these forms, especially novel, caught the spirit of the 18th century as the age of the intellectual, sentimental, and realistic plane, and tried to instruct the readers, which would help them to be more purposeful and virtuous life. So, in the beginning of the 18th century, when the novel was introduced, it really caught the attention of the people, and really intellectual people, sentimental people, and realistic people. Intellectual means smart people, sentimental people means those who gave importance to rather than intellect, giving importance to emotions. Realistic people who believed to be very practical in life, they started giving their more attention to this genre novel because they wanted to give their life a purpose. They wanted to be virtuous in life. Since the time of its origin, novel has been gaining popularity and growing gradually. Today it is recognized as most dominant literary genre. So today, as you see, novels have gained a lot of popularity. They are very popular now. Mostly people over drama or over you say poetry give this particular genre more importance. So what is a novel? A novel is a relatively long narrative fiction which describes intimate human experiences, normally in a prose form. So here intimate human experiences means the very close psychological experiences of human beings, whether fiction or non-fiction, means whether they are based on reality or non-reality, they are written in the prose form. The present English word novel is derived from the Italian novella, meaning new. So novella means new, and new, everything which comes new is in the novel. A novel narrates a story, embellishing it with more details of time, place, nature, people and their minds, their gestures and activities. So, a novel describes a number of things, it narrates a number of things, such as the minds of the people, how in that particular time they worked, the place they worked, the gestures and the actions, a number of things. Novel makes life easier to understand than in drama and poetry. In modern era, novel has adopted literary prose. So, unlike drama and poetry, where the writer or the author tries to convey his messages in the form of poetry, you say that in poetic lines. In drama, usually drama where characters are depicting it, it becomes really very hard to understand what the character wants to say, but in novel it gives rather extra information about that. So another what you say, another definition of novel is that a prose which is written in around 50,000 plus words. So anything which is more than those words or which is close to that words is a novel. The novel is a literary genre, has a history of about 2000 years. Among the early precursors of novel, a collection of tales known as Greek romances dating from the 2nd to 6th century may top the list. These imaginative and delightful stories of ideal love and marvelous adventures profoundly affected the creative writings for the next 1000 years. So, in the 3rd to the 6th century, the Greek romances were kind of those books or those novels which created a delight of stories, imaginative, unrealistic stories, where the stories were about love and heroes, and which gave people a new thinking sense. People had become very rationalistic, realistic because of the introduction of number of things. So they wanted something new to challenge the intellect, or they wanted something for pleasure, for understanding, for fun. The novel is the in the modern era usually make use of a literary prose. The earlier threads of the genre can be found in Virgil's Eclogues, or Mallory's Morte the Author, or Geoffrey Chaucer's The Canterbury Tales. So these are those classic novels or classic tales which were used to compare, and in that comparison, we find that the earlier, books, or the earlier classics had some of its thread. Means novels were somewhere connected with these particular classic tales. Now, Murasaki Shikabu's Tale of Genji, that is in 1010, that is in 11th century, has been described as the world's first novel. So this was a Japanese novel named as Tale of Genji is supposed to be the world's first written novel. The European novel is often said to begin with Don Quixote by Spanish writer Miguel de Cervantes, which was published in two parts between 1605 and 1615. In the 18th century, the appearance of newspaper and magazine attracted a large number of readers from the middle class. These new readers had little interest in romances and tragedies, which were appreciated by the upper class. So, when we talk about the novels were usually written for the higher class people. So, higher class means the upper class, you can say intellectual people, rich people. They like to read something which was not practical, or something such as tragedy or romance. Romance means stories of love and adventures, and tragedies means stories of something bad in the end. So, a tragedy basically is about a story, or the plot of this particular tragedy is that at the end, whatever happened, the hero may die, or there will be a problem with the hero, or the story may not end happily. So this is a tragedy. So, but what happened in the beginning of the 18th century? Okay, the appearance of newspaper and magazines attracted a large number of readers of the middle class, the working class. So people started focusing their entire attention from romances to tragedies, because these people were working people. They didn't have their leisure time. They had to work all day, and they wanted something they could read, something they can correlate. So instead of going with tragedies and romances, they started taking interest in something else, so which were appreciated by the upper class. Thus, need for a new type of literature arose that would express the new ideas of the 18th century. So, new ideas, the people wanted something new, the people wanted something very appealing for the intellect. The 18th century's new literature was characterized by the spirit of realism and denial of romantic features like enthusiasm, passion, and imagination. So, spirit of realism means people wanted something from the reality, whatever is happening around them. They wanted to have novels which had topics which were related with people's life, and not with imaginary objects like enthusiasm, passion, imagination, or tragedy or romance. They didn't want those things. The foreground for the novel was prepared by all these factors. After 1740, novel originated as a literary form in England. Increase in trade and commerce, along with the Industrial Revolution, had given rise to the middle class. So, as you know, during the same century, Industrial Revolution was on the boom. It was on the boost. So, with the age of the age began with the machine age. Everything was machine made. Machines were taking places of humans, and this gave a chance, and it gave a rise to the middle class to come take the elite class. Elite class means the topmost class above all the people. A class of people had emerged to occupy an allied class. The realistic picture of everyday life and problems of common people depicted in the novels appealed to the newly educated class and was regarded by them as respectable reading material. So these people were those who their entire life were doing hard work. Okay, their entire life's hard work was being paid off. They were going to become elite class. Means they were going to become something very powerful, and these people wanted to read something which is realistic, which is connected with people's everyday life, common lives, common problems and situations. So such types of novels and such topics were being generated, and these people thought that this is something respectable reading material, this is the material, or this is the type of novel that people would like to read. Instead of fairy tales and romances and tragedies, the classic materials or the classic tales were now outdated, so people wanted to read something which is realistic, and realistic novels were being published. Thus, novel as a form appears to have been designed for both to voice the aspirations of the middle and the lower class and meet their longings. So, novel became something, a bridge between the aspirations, the inspirations, the dreams, the goals of the middle and the lower class and their long last longings. They wanted something. People weren't producing any good literature which could be given to this middle class and lower class working people. Everything which was produced to only entertain the higher class. So novel just filled in the gap. The spread of machines could provide a time to the educated middle class for reading and discussions about the books. Drama and poetry were the two literary forms that were fading away. Novel was a combination of some features of them, and some new features were added to the form. It was the prominent form in the 18th century, and the onwards encompassed the social, political and cultural happenings and scientific progress. So since novel just spread like wildfire among the educated minds, educated middle class people, and they started to have a discussion about that, reading about that. There were no television, so the only form of entertainment or only thing for entertainment was reading. That was the dramas, novels, poetries. Okay, drama and poetry were being fading up because of the structure of these things, and because of the very limited number of topics, these two literary genres started to fade away. So what was new, what was in form? Novel. The novel was in form. So novel had many features which attracted this young educated minds towards themselves, and a number of things, a number of themes were encompassed, such as the social themes, political themes, cultural happenings and scientific progress and all. The Pilgrim's Progress by John Bunyan 1678 and Orokunu by Aphra Behn 1688 initiated the plenteous and colorful tradition of English novel, and was followed by Daniel Defoe's Robinson Crusoe and Moll Flanders, and Jonathan Swift's Gulliver Travels, a famous satire. Other major novelists of 18th century are Samuel Richardson, Pamela or Virtue Rewarded, and Clarissa, both epistolary novels. Henry Fielding's, Lawrence Sterne, and Tobias Smollett. So, a number of different topics, a number of different types of novels were introduced by a number of writers, and some of them, these are those names which were very effective in that particular century. I would request the students, if they would get their hands on these novels, read them, because they are very rich in words, they are very rich in topics. So let us just go on. So some of them were The Pilgrim's Progress, a very good novel, then Orokunu by Aphra Behn, then Daniel Defoe's Moll Flanders, a very classic tale, Robinson Crusoe, Jonathan Swift's that Gulliver Travels. There is a very there is a movie on it as well, named as Gulliver Travels. You can go through it, but the better way to understand the writer's mind is actually going by the novel. So then you have Henry Fielding, Lawrence Sterne and Tobias Smollett. The tradition was enriched by many other stalwart novelists such as Charles Dickens, Walter Scott, Nathaniel Hawthorne, Horace Walpole, Thomas Hardy, Wilkie Collins and H.G. Wells. So stalwart, the word here means these particular novelists were very strong. They had very strong subjects and strong themes in their particular novels, which they had somewhere conveyed their message to the people. The 20th century is marked by the modern topics and innovative styles and techniques and widened angles of the views of the novelists like E.M. Forster, James Joyce, Joseph Conrad, Henry James, George Orwell, Graham Greene, D.H. Lawrence So, the number of writers, William Goldwing and Anthony Burgess, they widened the circumference of the genre by writing political, social, psychological, and other modern issues in their novels. So, these are those writers who wanted to write about something new, something very close to people, realistic problems of people. Such as there was problem of crisis of identity, that is known as identity crisis. There was this was the problem between the Americans, the white Americans, the black Americans, the Africans, the problems of colonialism, slaves, and number of things where people wanted to just show. These writers wanted to show these particular writings, these particular genres, these particular styles, where they explained the psychology of their heroes or heroines, or the various circumstances under which a particular country was ruled by a stronger country, the problems they were facing, and number of things. These are immigrant authors like Salman Rushdie, that is from India, V.S. Naipaul from Trinidad, then Kazuo Ishiguro from Japan, and many others. So, a number of immigrant authors. Immigrant means, so an immigrant is a person, non-native person. So, Salman Rushdie was in India, but after some circumstances, some problems, he had to leave India. Then V.S. Naipaul, that is from Trinidad. Then we have Kazuko Ishiguro from Japan. So number of non-immigrant writers were also working very hard, striving very hard with their new writing style and techniques. The contribution of women writers to this great pageant cannot be neglected. So there were some women writers also whose ideas were very realistic, and they also gave their work, and their work should be also appreciated. The novel of Manners, Evelina by Franz Burney, Gothic novels by Anne Radcliffe, a novel based on science age, Frankenstein by Mary Shelley are landmark novels. So when we say landmark novels, means those novels are known for those novels made their identity. They gave them an identity. New topics were introduced. So thus these writers, when they had no prior experience of writing, they when they wrote this particular novels, when they introduced these novels, this genre of novels, these themes of novels, they suddenly came into existence, and they were giving a lot of importance, and they really have written really very well. Jane Austen had been ruling over the minds of people through her novels. Bronte sisters, Emily and Charlotte, have created their own place by their incomparable works, The Wuthering Heights and Jane Eyre. Mary Ann Evelyn's alias George Eliot wrote the novels reflecting psychological insight. So, psychological insight here means the psychology of people, what is going on into that big mind of people. So, these are writers with a pen name means alias, or a pen name is if they don't want to write by their original name, they take a name of some xyz person, such as Mary Ann Evans alias George Eliot. She wrote with the name pen name, it is also known as pen name, George Eliot, a number of novels which depicted the hero's psychological insight. Psychological means something which is going on inside the mind. Virginia Woolf is the pioneer of stream of consciousness technique in English novel. We have already discussed about the stream of consciousness technique, which was coined by Virginia Woolf, she was the user of this particular technique. So I cannot say she did not find out the term, but she used this particular type of technique, the stream of consciousness, where there is a continuous flow of thoughts and inspiration and a number of things in the mind of the hero or the heroine. Agatha Christie created her own place by writing many novels based on crime. So you see, all the women writers were remarkable in during this century. They were introducing a number of themes which most of the people had left behind, but they were trying to complete that. So Agatha Christie created her own place by writing many novels based on crime. Hercule Poirot and Miss Marple are the evergreen detectives created by her. Then we have Harper Lee, Margaret Atwood, Toni Morrison, and Alice Walker have elevated the tradition further to prosperity. So these are the names of those remarkable writers who have really worked hard, strived hard, and prospered the tradition of writing novels by. So let us discuss about the Indian scenario So how could the Indians be behind this when the entire world was writing number of novels with number of themes, number of genres being introduced? So Rajmohan's Wife by Bankim Chandra Chattopadhyay, serialized in the Indian field, was the first novel in English written by an Indian. So this can be, or this is the first novel written by an Indian in English. The period after that is marked by more novels written by the Indian writers. These novels bore either nationalistic virtues or social issues as their main framework. So this is the same time during the 18th and 19th century where India was under the rule of the British. So British Raj was had that very strong influence in India. So these writers tried to depict the same scenario in their novels where they wanted to show this nationalistic feeling. Nationalistic means the feeling of love for their country, the feeling and affection for their country. So a number of social issues such as colonialism was there, imperialism of these powerful nations over India, British empires behavior with India. So a number of things were discussed in their novels. Mulkaraj Anand, R.K. Narayan and Raja Rao were the major trio who prevailed in the period after that. Novelists like Anita Desai, Nayantara Sagal and Arun Joshi and Manohar Malgavkar changed the current of Indian English novel through their upworks. So a number of writers influenced Indian literature. Some of them were Mulkraj Anand, R.K. Narayan. We had already discussed about them earlier. Raja Rao. Then we had novelists like Anita Desai, very strong and prominent writer. Nayantara Sagal, Arun Joshi, Manohar Malgavkar. He is also a very prominent writer. So these writers gave their entire life and they gave their entire work to the people, and their work was really remarkable. Amitav Ghosh, Vikram Seth, and Upamanyu Chatterjee ameliorated the Indian novel in English by adding new features to it. So the Indian writers were not only writing novels using the older techniques, but they were also upgrading them. They were synthesizing new types of techniques in the writing of novel. So Chatterjee, he did it. Recent years have witnessed the dazzling performance by Indian novelists like Salman Rushdie, Arvind Adiga, Arundhati Roy, Kiran Desai, and Kiran Nagarkar. So these are those names who over the years have published a number of novels which changed the stream of the novels. Means writing from the regular subjects, they went into some really deep, some really harsh, bold subjects which were undiscussed in the Indian society, which were banned from the Indian society. But these were those writers who tried to tell the people or narrate the people the harsh realities of life, what life is. The tradition of Indian English novel has undergone a vital change since its birth, and now it is undoubtedly very bright future. So English novel has went from the readership from the lower class to the middle class to now an enjoyable and pleasurable object for almost every type of class of this society. Now let us discuss some important elements of the novel. So what is novella? A novella, the word originated from the Italian word novel, is a type of prose or fiction which is shorter than a full length novel and longer than short stories. So novel is not actually longer than a full length novel. So full length novel will have a number of parts and it may be very large to read, and it is just long, but it is very short than a full length novel and a shorter than short stories. It is a well structured yet short narrative, often satiric or realistic in tone. It usually focuses on one incident or issue with one or main characters and takes place at a single tradition. Means single tradition means there is single flow of the story. There are no developments in the story. There is no up and down. There is no elements which can create some some problem interruption in the flow. So it just goes on. Some of the famous novellas in English are the Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad. I have read it. It is a very nice novel. If you want to read something out of the stream, something different from the stream. The Turn of the Screw by Henry James, Billy Budd by Herman Melville, Death in Venice by Thomas Mann, Seize the Day by Saul Bellow, and Pearl by John Steinbeck. So, Pearl also is a very nice novel, different from the stream. It is very inspiring, and it tells you about the harsh reality of the world. So, let us now discuss the various elements of the novel or the so let us now discuss some elements of the novel or the characteristics of the novella. There are six elements essential for any novel or novella. All these factors may be related to one another in the work by an author. So there is a basic structure of any novel. When a writer writes a particular novel, no matter what the theme it is, he has to go according to this to make his novella work. So first is the theme. Theme is the central idea in the novel which can be expressed in a nutshell. It is a philosophical statement or a truth which the writer has put forth through the narration of the series of events in the story and characters acting in the particular setting. So theme can be the theme can be the story. What is the story about? What is the theme? There are a number of themes. The themes can be, it can be about some scientific novel, it can be about something philosophical, it can be inspirational, it can be about some particular uh, thing such as love. It can be about love, it can be about science, it can be about something which is based with the reality. So a number of things. So it is a philosophical statement. Philosophical statement means it is something which comes directly out of the writer's mind, and it is inside the nutshell. Nutshell means the particular theme. It is just a short thing that the writer thinks, and later it unfolds as the story progresses. Next is the plot. Plot is essentially the story. A plot is essentially the story or the course of events that make up the theme. It is created by the conflict, either internal, inside the mind of the character, or external, with other characters or entities. Plot may be simple, one plot, or complex, consisting and interweaving of many subplots. So this particular plot, it tells us about the theme, how the writer wanted to create the effect of his novel. So it can be created by the conflict. Conflict means some internal interruption of the some thoughts rising in the character's mind, or something which is related with the other characters in the particular novel. So each there can be a simple plot, means the story will be progressing with a singular idea, or it can be complex, means in plots there will be a different plot of the hero, different plot of the villain, different plot the story wants to take us, and a number of things can happen. The next important in this is the character. Characterization is related to the plot as the course of events take place because of the certain behavior of the characters. So characters are basically those important features of a novel. Without the characters in a particular novel, it will be hard for the readers like us to understand the novel. Depiction of character can range from a thumbnail sketch to deep, worldly, highly detailed verbal sketch. So, a verbal sketch means when we read about a particular character from a particular novel, we get an idea how this particular character may react in situations, how does he look, what are the virtues, what are his vices. So, it gives you a thumbnail. A thumbnail means you prepare a picture of this particular character in your mind. The important character may have been described in every aspect by the writer. The minor characters are not given much importance. The reader follows the actions of so the minor characters, which are the second most important characters in the story, are not given much more importance because the story is either revolving around the main character or the life of the main character. So the main character is given more importance. The reader follows the actions of the one main character throughout the novel. This character is referred as the protagonist. So protagonist means the main character. The protagonist is in the conflict with a character or an entity or a force, internal or external, which is known as an antagonist. So antagonist can be villain of the story, and protagonist is the main character. He may be the hero, or he himself is the hero, or he may even turn out to be an villain of the story, but he is the protagonist. Means the story revolves around the life of the protagonist. Maybe there is some conflict, some problem in his life, maybe there is some different thing he's fighting with, some internal problems such as some psychological problems, or he's fighting with the world, and an n number of things. Next is the setting is the background in where the story takes place. So setting is actually that place where the story takes place. So for example, if you have a novel which is based on science, then the setting for this particular novel can be a laboratory itself, yes or no. Then if we have a novel which is based on magical experience such as the Harry Potter, then the setting at Harry Potter was the Hogwarts school, okay, or that particular world where magic was there. So such thing, the background where this entire novel takes place, is known as the setting. There are several aspects of the setting. It includes place, period, time, climate or weather and lifestyle. So the number of things which are included in the setting are, once again I'll repeat for you, are place, period, time, climate, weather and lifestyle. Plot and character are the two major elements that are affected due to the setting. So setting is majorly characterized or majorly influences the plot and the character. Then the next is the conflict. So conflict, the struggle between the opposite forces in the story is called conflict. Conflict in the story provide interest and curiosity about the plot. So conflict can be it can be taken as the struggle between the good and the evil in a particular novel, the struggle between the internal psyche and the external psyche means psychology of the character, how he thinks inside and how he is outside, or the problems he is facing inside, inside means in the story, and how the problems he has to face outside with the external world. So conflict here is some kind of the problem, there is a flaw. Okay, conflict in the story provides interest and curiosity about the plot. So without the conflict, the particular story will be very unfruitful for you. You will find the particular novel very boring. Say there is a novel which has every happy and every good things, goody things in it, you will find the particular novel very boring. But say that there is good also, there is evil also, there are bad things, there are happy things in the novel, you will like to read it. So conflict is very important, it is must in the novel. Then last is the language or the style. The language and the technique used by the author of the narration of the course of the events is known as the style. The style, the way the author takes you from a low point to a high point and then again to a low point. An author can use extensive vocabulary and high phrases, or he may be iconic and would write only to the point, or he may mix both according to the requirement of the meeting his purpose. So every writer has his own singular writing. So when you read his particular novels, you come to understand that he sometimes uses very high extensive vocabulary, means high English words, or highly appreciated English words, high phrases, or he wouldn't use any such phrases, only simple language, or he may synthesize both extensive words as well as some actions for the protagonist or the main character. Then that is his way of narration. He may use linguistic devices to make the narrative effective. All these factors decide the texture of the narration and create an impact on the readers. So all these factors, these 6 factors which we have already discussed, are the core of the novel. If a novel does not have any one of them, the novel will collapse. So every writer has to take in and mix all these 6 and blend them perfectly to make the novel very effective. So here I end the lecture. In the next lecture we shall meet with the types of novel and the brainstorming of this particular section. If you have understood the video, press the like button, then subscribe and don't forget to share. Thank you.